Some people think God created the universe. Some people think nothing created the universe, which is the funniest guess. And the nothing people make fun of the God people.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Anna, and you're watching Anna Speaks Out. Thanks for being here. Hello, and thank you for being here. So, last night, I was doom scrolling through Instagram, as one does, and as I unfortunately do probably a lot more often than I should, but it worked out pretty well last night because I came across something from a comedian shared on this guy Jimmy Carrat's Instagram profile, but it was a clip of a comedian named Pete Holmes, who I'm not sure if I had seen before or not, talking about the creation of the universe, basically, or like the origin of the universe and how that might have come about and what different people's perspectives on that are. So let me just show you that really quickly first before we go on.
Some people think God created the universe. Some people think nothing created the universe, which is the funniest guess.
I would have to agree with that. I can't even believe that at one point I was an atheist for a little while. However, I was quite young and naive, about 18 to 19 years old.
And the nothing people make fun of the God people. They say God doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, maybe. But you know what definitely doesn't exist? Nothing. That's the defining characteristic of nothing, is that it doesn't exist.
By the way, if you didn't know, there have been scientists out there who have said that they believe that the universe did basically originate from nothing. Here's an example of one of those.
It turns out that in a flat universe, the total energy of the universe is precisely zero. Because gravity can have negative energy. So the negative energy of gravity balances out the positive energy of matter. What's so beautiful about a universe with total energy zero? Well, only such a universe can begin from nothing. And that is remarkable. Because the laws of physics allow a universe to begin from nothing. You don't need a deity.
You don't need a deity.
You have nothing, zero total energy, and quantum fluctuations can produce a universe.
I would also like to add that the Bible actually agrees that before the universe there was nothing. Genesis chapter 1, starting in verse 1, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters." It is such a more logical idea to me that the universe came from an intelligent designer because, for one thing, God said that we were created in His image, and we see animals and humans and plants all coming from, you could say, the seed of their own kind, not just emerging out of nowhere. So why would the origin of the universe be the opposite of everything represented within it?
So what are we talking about? Either you think it's God, something you can't see, touch, taste, photograph, and science can't prove, or you think it's nothing, something you can't see, touch, taste, photograph, and science can't prove. But I think we can all agree, if your nothing sometimes spontaneously erupts into everything, that's a pretty magical nothing, you guys.
But seriously, it would take astronomical amounts of faith to believe that nothing could just by chance form into all of the intricacies of this incredible world that we live in. And where did the matter come from as well? Like, where's the logic?
And ask the nothing people, what happens when you die? They'll tell you, nothing. You go into nothing. I'm like, you mean you merge back with your creator? That's heaven, bitch.
And then, as I pretty much always do on anything that I see on the internet that is of some type of interest to me, I left a couple comments, and I ended up actually getting into a little bit of a conversation with the comedian Jimmy Carrat's sudden hair change, who posted the clip that we are reacting to from Pete Holmes, which I thought was kind of cool. And so that's what I really wanted to show you here, as well as a little bit of a conversation that I had with another commenter as well. So let's get into that. Somebody in the comments of this video referring to the universe said, "It's simple, it always existed," and like, how? So I asked them that, and they said, "The same way you believe God always existed. Why does the universe have to have a beginning?" And so I said, because it is inanimate, which means that it doesn't have a will or ability to make choices or perform intentional actions. So basically, how could it create itself? And I actually realize now that it kind of seemed like I was sort of missing the point of what they were saying, because they were saying maybe the universe didn't need to be created, it just always was. But then why would everything that's in it always have a source? Like, why would everything that's in the universe have to come from somewhere if the universe itself didn't? And like I was saying earlier, plants grow from seeds, birds hatch from eggs, humans come out of other humans, and we know how that happens. Nothing in the world just comes out of any sort of randomness, really. And here's Jimmy Carrat's responding to this. He said, "All physical matter is merely the manifestation of energy. So the only thing real is energy. From what we know about energy within the context of our universe, it can neither be created nor destroyed. It has existed forever. If something can't come from nothing, then where did it come from?" And those are valid points, and that's a good question. Here's my response to that. I think that God, as a higher being, always was, and is the source of that energy that is everything. The Bible says that He spoke everything into existence, and it's interesting to me that speaking is the vibration of vocal cords, and everything boils down to energy at different vibrational frequencies, basically. It was this type of thinking, initiated by learning about quantum physics and the idea of the singularity, that ultimately brought me from atheism to Christianity. I thought it would be fun to show you guys the trailer of the documentary that I watched as an atheist that ultimately led me to asking all kinds of questions about what the source of the universe was, and that led me on a whole spiritual journey through the New Age and paganism and almost becoming a Wiccan witch, to ultimately coming back to Jesus. Here it is.
It's very mysterious.
It's a question that we don't have a good answer to.
Well, that is the ultimate question.
Now, that is tricky.
The more you look at quantum physics, the more mysterious and wondrous it becomes.
The question is, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
All of this really is just a great illusion.
Are people affecting the world of reality that they see? You betcha they are.
What is reality?
What is reality?
Have you ever thought about what thoughts are made of?
It is so mysterious you can't explain it.
The real trick to life is not to be in the know, but be in the mystery. Ponder that for a while.
But yeah, ultimately, I came to the conclusion at the end of my spiritual journey and searching that there is absolute truth, which most of those things like paganism and the New Age don't really seem to agree with, but it's proven in the laws of physics and the rising and setting of the sun and the way that the tide comes in and out every day. There is absolute truth in this universe that we can observe. And Jesus said that He is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through Him. In John chapter 14, verse 6. I also had some personal supernatural experiences with Jesus that I tried to obtain through other methods, such as praying to goddesses, and nothing really did anything for me in the way that Jesus did. I've made other videos about those, but I would love to know what your thoughts are on all of these things, so please leave them in the comments. Thank you again so much for being here today. Please click the thumbs up since you liked it enough to make it all the way to the end. Make sure you're subscribed and share around. Also, if you haven't yet, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at My Thoughts and Songs, and on Facebook where my username is Anna Charity. See you around.